Every time they went out, these women were forced to wear anti-rape and animal capture traps. Their husbands had invented these devices to ensure the purity of their offspring's bloodline, and their husbands were none other than the most brutal warlord in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. Despite his body being ravaged by nuclear radiation, so severe that he could only ease the pain with sprinklings of lime, Immortal Joe donned muscle armor covered in metals every day, presenting himself to the public as a figure of legendary power. People were willing to submit to Immortal Joe's exploitation because after the nuclear war, the world's soil had become acidic, natural resources were depleted, and whoever controlled fresh water held absolute authority in the wasteland. But after seizing the fortress, Immortal Joe didn't distribute the seemingly endless underground water to the lower classes. Instead, he rationed it stingily, keeping the people perpetually thirsty but not dying, using their suffering to break their will and strengthen his rule. To prevent external forces from invading, Immortal Joe ordered his deputy to build a bullet farm on a nearby lead mine to produce ammunition. He also coerced the mayor of Oiltown to solve the energy problem. The Triangle Alliance, tightly connected and supplying each other, made Immortal Joe's warped kingdom stronger than ever. He then began cultivating his own mythos, brainwashing children chosen from a young age to become war boys. These children were taught that fighting for Immortal Joe was the highest honor, and only by sacrificing themselves in battle could they enter Valhalla to drink with the ancestors and achieve greatness. Before every campaign, the war boys would race to the battlefield, inhaling a lead compound spray from the bullet farm that made them feel invincible and fearless of death. However, prolonged use of this drug caused irreversible damage to their bodies. To maintain their physical balance, war boys frequently needed to replenish their health with fresh blood. Max, who accidentally wandered into Immortal Joe's territory, naturally became a target. Realizing he shouldn't linger, he jumped into a second-hand car he had bought in the wasteland and tried to escape. But against the highly equipped war boys, his car lacked sufficient power. Struggling, Max climbed out of the window, only to be captured alive before he could think. He was forced toward Immortal Joe's fortress. The war boys shaved his head and tattooed his back with the universal O-type blood label, turning him into a living blood donor for their operations. When they brought out a glowing branding iron to mark him with Immortal Joe's exclusive logo, Max seized the moment, broke free from his